Good morning. In this lesson, we're going to learn about the measures of center. So we usually use this in statistics. Statistics are a big deal because you can convince people of something or you can be convinced of something. So knowing how people use the measures of center can make you a better consumer of goods or a better presenter of goods. There's a lot in adult life that have to do with measures of center. So let's get started. Some major things we're going to need are the mean, the median, the mode, and one that doesn't start with an M, and the range, okay? So the range is you take your maximum number or your big one and you subtract your minimum or your little one. The mode starts with an MO. This is how I remember them. The mode starts with an MO, and that means the number that occurs the most. Not the biggest one, because the biggest one's called the max. The mode is the one that occurs the most. You could have more than one mode. The median is your middle number when you arrange them least to greatest. Middle, median, okay? And the mean, how do we remember what the mean is? Well, what's the meanest thing? Probably doing extra work. So the mean is finding the average. And if you remember from when we find our GPA or our grade point average, we take the sum and we divide it by the number of items that we're dealing with, okay? And that equals the mean or the average. So a simple example, down here at the bottom, if you have this string of numbers, let's say they're test scores, and you want to know then what your average test score is, you would take these and add them all up. 86 plus 90 plus 72 plus 88 equals 336. And then we divide that by 4, because there are 4 tests in the sample, which is an 84. So your average test score is an 84%. Okay, let's try this one. So I'm on page 551. The table shows the number of headphones sold in an electronics store during a sale. Find the mean number of headphones sold to summarize the data. Remember, the mean's the average. We've got to take the sum and divide it by the number of items. Okay, so we're going to have 9 plus 18 plus 7 plus 7, 2 7s, plus 10 plus 15, divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think you need to see the calculator screen, but sometimes you guys like it. 9 plus 18 plus 7 plus 7 plus 10 plus 15 equals 66. Divide 6 is 11. Okay, just for fun, let's find the mode and the median and the range. So we said the mean was 11. But we're going to find these others as well. Remember, if I write and talk too fast, you're allowed to pause, right? So we said to find the median, we need to put them in order from least to greatest. So what's the smallest number on our list? It's a 7 and a 7, then a 9, then a 10, then an 15, and then an 18. So the range, we'll go with median because we were going to do that first. Median. Got to find the middle. So you use these special devices in math called our fingers, and we just block off one from the beginning, one from the end, okay, until we get to the middle. One from the beginning, one from the end, one from the beginning, one from the end. Uh-oh. There's 2 in the middle. So we have to find what exists between those 2 exactly. And when they're consecutive numbers, it's pretty easy. It's 9.5. But what you do is find the mean of those 2 numbers. 9 plus 10, and then divide by 2, 9.5. Okay, the mode, any of these occur more than once? Yeah, the 7 occurs twice. That makes the 7 the mode. I think really that's the easiest one to do. And then the range, take your maximum, 18, and subtract 7. 18 minus 7 is 11. Oh, interesting. Our range and the mean are the same. Okay? That's not the hard part. All of that was the easy part. Sometimes you're going to be given data. Let me try to find one that's there. Let's do this one. I'm on page 554. Sometimes they're going to not know a value of one of the data, but you're going to know the mean. So let's read what it says. The table shows the greatest depths of 4 of Earth's 5 oceans. Boom, 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 boom. Uh-oh. If the average greatest depth, so our mean, is 8.094 or 8 94 thousandths kilometers, what is the greatest depth of the Southern Ocean? So we have to find the value of D. Okay, we're going to set this up just the same. Remember, to find the mean, you add up all the numbers and divide by how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's going to be 5. So we're going to add all these up, and we're going to put D in the mix. And then we know the mean, so we're going to scratch that out. The mean is 8.094. And then let's add all these up. $33.23. And now we can just work our algebra. Do you remember doing algebra? Boy, I sure hope so. So here's our variable, and we need in the end to know what that means. So we're solving for the variable. What's happening to it right away? Well, it's being added, and then it's being divided. So we need to go backwards. Okay, so we need to get rid of this divide 5. What's the inverse of divide 5? Yeah, it's times 5. And because it's equal, right, we have to do the same action to both sides. So when we times by 5 and divide by 5, those cancel out. And I'm going to go fast through that part because we've done that. Like, that's an entire unit. So then we'll take 8.094 and times that by 5, and we'll get 40.47. Then we can look. Okay, what's happening to the variable? It's being added by 33, so we've got to do the inverse of that, which is going to be subtract 33. And because it's equal, we have to do the same to both sides. And over here we'd get 7.24, and over here we'd get D. So how deep is the Southern Ocean? 7.24 kilometers. I'm sure you also forget to put the units in sometimes. Okay, let's go over here to 558. Rosario recorded the number of hours she spent doing homework for 5 nights. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? She wants to use the greater measure of center to describe her time spent doing homework. Which measure should she use, the mean or the median? Well, in order for us to know, we're going to have to figure out both. So we need to know the mean and the median. And then we can frame our sentence. Rosario should use the something, the mean or the median. We don't know which. And then it said why, so we'll throw in this word because. It is the larger of the two measures of center. Remember, you can pause me. All right, find the mean. How did we find the mean? Oh yeah, the mean is the sum minus the number there are. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 of them. And then we can add all those up. 1.25, 2.25, 1.5, 2, and 0.75. 7.75. And then we can divide that by 5, and we'll get 1.55. The mean, 1.55 hours. Okay, and then we can find the median. Oh, what's the first step? Putting them in order from least to greatest. So the smallest one's 0.75. This is us figuring out the median. See how we label stuff sometimes? Boy, that really helps. 0.75, 1.25, 1.5, then 2, then 2.25. And then to find the median, it's the one in the middle. So remember, get out your fingers. Small one, big one. Small one, big one. Oh, and this time we only have one in the middle. So now, which is greater, 1.5 or 1.55? Well, remember, you can fill in the blank after a decimal with a 0, and now they have the same number of spaces. So what's bigger, 155 or 150? 155. So Rosario should use the mean. All right, good luck.